Every day, millions of people wake up with no will to live. Depression steals the world's colors, sadness freezes the soul, and even the simple act of opening your eyes can feel impossible. Yet there is a philosophy that has crossed centuries, guided people through wars, crises, and loss, and still teaches us how to endure today: Stoicism. This philosophy can become the necessary weapon to face the darkness, get out of bed, overcome sadness, and rebuild self-esteem. Because getting up, in itself, is already a victory. Depression is an invisible enemy. It doesn't scream. It whispers constantly that there's no value, no strength, that nothing helps. Stoicism doesn't ignore this pain. It looks it straight in the eye. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. Pain exists, but you are not the pain. You are bigger than it." The first battle is remembering that being alive is already an opportunity to fight. This fight begins at daybreak. When you open your eyes, you stand on the battlefield. If you stay in bed, the mind wins. But if you get up, even without the will to, you claim the day's first victory. Seneca wrote that, "Life is not short, we just waste it. And every wasted morning is a piece of life handed over to apathy." That's why a small ritual can change everything. Take a deep breath. Be grateful for the chance to exist. Repeat a phrase of strength. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, and yesterday is gone. What remains is this moment, and in it, you can choose to act. Depression will say, "You can't," but Stoicism answers, "Do what is within your power. Make your bed, take a cold shower, go for a short walk." These small actions, seemingly insignificant, are the bricks that build the fortress of self-esteem. Marcus Aurelius asked, "If it's within your power, why hesitate?" And in fact, it's not about waiting for great feats, but starting with small wins. True power doesn't lie in feeling motivated, but in acting despite the lack of it. Another essential point is the discipline of the mind. It can become a prison or an ally. The Stoic trains thoughts instead of running from them. A simple, powerful practice is the Stoic journal. In the morning, write down what must be faced. At night, record what was overcome. This habit creates clarity, discipline, and order. Self-esteem doesn't grow from external praise, but from the inner proof that you can endure. Each entry is a quiet piece of evidence of strength. Stoicism also teaches that we don't live only for ourselves. Depression tends to isolate, but ancient philosophy invites us to connect. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we are part of a whole, of a universal reason. Helping someone, offering a word, sharing pain, all of this restores meaning to life. A person's worth isn't only in what they feel, but in the impact they generate by existing. There is always a purpose, even if still invisible. And finally, the call to action. You are not a burden, not a failure, not your sadness. You are someone capable of turning pain into strength. Stoicism doesn't ask for perfection. It only asks that you get up. Even if you fall, get up. Even if you cry, get up. Even without strength, get up. Each morning is a chance to prove to yourself that you are not defeated. Every step, every act of courage, every quiet victory composes the great work of a warrior of the soul. When the next day dawns, remember, your first victory will simply be getting up. Over time, these small victories build discipline, and discipline builds self-esteem. Sadness may knock at the door, but you will have learned not to let it in. Stoicism is the path, but the decision is yours. Getting up is winning. Now, and turn on notifications, because each new piece of content could be the spark you've been waiting for. The choice is yours. Stay stuck, or move forward toward a stronger and more blessed life.